Welcome back to the Unopened Door. I'm your host, Alex Barrett, and today we're rejoined by Priya Sharma, who many of you will remember from our memorable discussion about the alleged dangers of bottled water. Priya, thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me back, Alex. I promise I won't mention the fluoride-enhanced mind control agents in that particular beverage.
Good. Let's focus on your new theory about language. You believe we should expand the use of what you call letter words beyond the current social norms?
Absolutely. The N-word precedent shows we're on the right track. But we've only scratched the surface. There are dozens, hundreds of potentially harmful words we use every day. For instance, we should say R-word instead of retard.
Okay, so war word for that particular term. What other words concern you?
Well, obviously, the F word needs to remain the F word. But we should also address C word, B word, and S word. Actually, most swear words should naturally become letter words.
I suppose that makes some sense for profanity. But you're suggesting we go further?
Much further. Consider word for woman. The term itself has been weaponized by the patriarchy. And mem word for man, which carries toxic connotations. Even P word for people, which excludes other identifications.
So we'd say word, mum word, and P word. This might get confusing since many words start with W.
Exactly. That's why I've developed a more sophisticated system. When letter conflicts arise, we move to two-letter codes followed by numerical identifiers. For example, woman becomes WA473, man becomes MA128, and people becomes PE892.
You've actually created a system for this?
I brought you a copy of my lexicon. It's 1,200 pages and covers most common English words. We should be using WH221 for white, BL443 for black, and of course, the proper designation for the N word is NE001.
This seems comprehensive. So if I wanted to say the white man talked to the black woman, how would that work?
You'd say the WH221 MA128 talked to the BL443 WA473. Much more inclusive.
And if I want to say something more complex, like several people, including retired military personnel, gathered yesterday,
that would be SE334 PE892 IN775 RE112 MI556 PE890 GA223 YE665. See how it removes all potentially triggering language?
I'm seeing something. Let's say we need to discuss something urgent, like a fire emergency. How would that work?
FI334 EM112. Everyone should have the lexicon memorized for emergencies. Actually, we should probably develop single-letter emergency codes.
Priya, I'm concerned this might make basic communication somewhat challenging.
Nonsense. It just requires adjustment. For instance, instead of saying, I need to end this podcast episode, you'd say, I need 115 to EN227 this PO 334 EP 112.
PO 334 EP 112. Let me check that. Okay, podcast episode. But what if two people have different editions of your lexicon? Couldn't that create dangerous misunderstandings?
That's why we need a centralized language authority to issue quarterly updates. I've already applied for government funding to establish the Department of Lexical Safety.
Right. Well, unfortunately, we're running short on time for this PO 334 EP 112.
You just said EP 112 incorrectly. That's epidemic, not episode. Episode is EP 113. This is exactly why we need proper training.
My apologies. What I meant was we're running short on time for this PO 334 EP 113.
Actually, time should be TI 445. Short is SH 667. Running is RU 334.
Okay, we're RU 334 SH 667 on TI 445 for this PO 334 EP 113.
On is ON 556. 4 is FO 334.
You know what? I think we'll just have to continue this discussion another time. Thank you, Priya, for whatever this was.
But Alex, we haven't even discussed my new theory about replacing numbers with emotion-based synesthetic color codes.
That's all the time we have today on The Unopened Door. Join us next week when we'll be discussing something straightforward, like baseball or weather, something with actual words.